that group. Rather than read that here today, we want to hear your stories, your memories and your music in this Jam for Smacks. On the display with Stephen are a few precious things. His mother's Bible, representing the faith, love and hope of his childhood. His father's piano-playing frog, representing the humour and music that he loved. Stephen's own MIDI keyboard and a handwritten chord chart of his. A Boeing A380 to represent his love of aircraft. And the hottest chili plant I could find. If you accidentally touch it, please don't touch your face afterwards. The red Paradise Sulu and Tapa designs are from Fiji. Stephen was very much at home with Pacific Island culture, music and food, and his islander friends felt that he was just like one of them. Among Stephen's things, I found only one personal business card. The name on it was Sal Finau, pastor for the community church at the Bay. I didn't even know how well Stephen knew Sal, but I've just found out today that this card was given to Stephen 7 years ago. Now, if you'd seen the state of his car and the state of his possessions, the fact that any business card survived that long is actually literally a miracle. The only other cards he had were for his doctors, so I felt this was a really significant thing, and I called Sal and I have asked him today to say a prayer as we begin our remembering today. This will be followed by a YouTube clip that Stephen made in tribute of a friend who died only 4 weeks before he did, and it seems appropriate that we play it today in honour of his life too. So I'll just ask Sal to come forward, please.
Thank you very much, Janine. And may I just say that what a privilege and honor for me to be here. You know, my condolences to their family and also the friends. But I don't think that we are here for a sad occasion. We are here to celebrate his life. And for that, let's begin by saying a word of prayer. Let's pray. Father in heaven, thank you so much, Lord, for this time that we can come together. But this day, even though it's wet outside, but we know that in our hearts is filled with joy. As we come together to celebrate the life of a person who is so unique and so special to each and every one of us. There are so many lives has been influenced by this man, by Steve, and not only here for us as a close family and friends, but we know that from his work, he has inspired and influenced a whole generation throughout this world. And today we will get to hear some of that amazing gift and talent that you have gifted to this person. Lord, we just pray that may your Holy Spirit be with us, give peace to the family, so as his friends, that as we continue to celebrate, we will always remember the wonderful gift, the wonderful blessing that Steve has brought into our lives. We thank you and we praise you in Jesus' name. And everybody who agrees would say, amen and amen. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Kevin Petrie to come forward now. He's going to begin our sharing of stories and music. So once he's stepped off the stage, this is an open mic. It's up to you.
I've known Mac since we were teenagers, back in Palmerston North. I used to stay at the Mac's house quite often, and Stephen was the annoying little brother. Well, I have to tell you why he was annoying, because I used to enjoy playing the keyboard and thought that I did okay at it. And I would work at a song and you know, jump on the piano and play it, and there'd be Smacks just kind of watching behind me, and he'd just hear it once, and then I'd get up, he'd sit down, and he'd play it far better than me anyway, which I always thought was rather annoying. But he just had that ability from such a young age just to jump on and make that keyboard really sing. At Longburn College, which was just down the road from where I lived, he would often jump on the piano during devotion times, you know, in the evening. And he just had this ability to weave into the song chords and remnants of other songs that probably didn't belong, but that was his way, I think, of just keeping himself challenged and interested. So, you know, a talent that, you know, I think from a real young age was just so evident. And yet a real, I always felt, just this real this humility that went with it as well. I'd just like to share this little song, which was one I wrote a few years ago to help me in my own mind make sense of death. There's a land beyond tomorrow. There's a place beyond compare. And I know when this life's over, I will go to live up there. There's a land beyond the wildest dream. There's a place where death has never been. And all that I can know, and all that I can say, there will be a better day. There will be a better day. There's a hand upon the veil of time, hiding so much, but the promise is made perfect. Everything will be made new. There's a land beyond the wildest dream. There's a place where death has never been. And all that I can know, and all that I can say, there will be a better day. There will be a better day. There's a land, there's a hand beyond the wildest dream. There's a place death hasn't been. There's a land, there's a hand beyond the wildest dream. There's a place death hasn't been. There's a land beyond tomorrow. There's a place beyond compare. And I know when this life's over, I will go to live up there. There's a land beyond the wildest dream. There's a place where death has never been. And all that I can know, a better day, a better day.
Okay, so I made a programming error. We were supposed to have that YouTube clip, and let's do it now. In fact, I think this is the better way round. Thanks, Kevin.
I'm not this short. I'm going to read something on behalf of my auntie, Stephen's sister. I hope I do your words justice, auntie. These last few weeks have brought back a lot of memories and emotion. Remember when Stephen came from the hospital? Mum was so ill with the flu she couldn't even get out of bed. I got to help look after Stephen. Being 11 years old, it was like having my own real living baby doll. I loved it. Stephen, when he was born, was diagnosed with a condition where his head would grow and grow. Maybe it was hydrocephalus. Rude. Mum believed in the power of prayer and in miracles. She prayed and prayed. She had Stephen blessed. And Mum was rewarded with that miracle. Mum always said from the moment she laid eyes on him, he was special. A special child that is going to do great things. She doted on him. I remember when we lived in Pukiora. Sorry. I would take Stephen for walks. He was so little, but he would toddle along. I taught him how to count to 10. I was so proud of him. He could hardly talk, but memorised counting. When I lived in Somerset Crescent, Palmerston North, Stephen came to live with me and my kids. Because of the hours and lifestyle he kept, I decided to employ a builder to partition off half the garage, and I laid down carpet, put up curtains, brought a heater and furnished the sleep out. He happily lived with us for quite some time until people he owed money to came calling. Many times I had to pay, terrified that they would harm him. But the free spirit he was didn't worry and moved on to the next phase in his life. I hated it, but I dearly loved my brother, so I did it. I would get phone calls all different times of the day and night from Stephen, ringing to see if I was okay and asking after my kids. If there was an earthquake, flood, or fire, he would ring, text, or messenger, always saying, "Hey sis, how are you?" Then, how's Jason? How's Hayley? How's Jaden, Anuru, Braxton, Callan, and Maya? He loved hearing what they were up to, always shocked when I reminded him how old they were. He was tickled pink when India was born, a great niece. I sent a lot of photos, but sadly he never got to meet her in person. He loved my new puppy. I called him Maxie. He laughed and laughed. He thought it was an excellent name, Mr. Maxie Max Collis. Oh. Stephen, I'm so proud of you. You lived your life how you wanted. You're a free spirit who touched thousands of lives in so many ways. I still can't believe you're gone. I keep waiting for you to say gotcha, and you with your silly, unique laugh, ringing out of control, making me laugh too. The next step on your journey will be coming home to rest with Mum and Dad. With me being able to say goodbye properly. I love you, little brother. You have always been in my heart from the first time I laid eyes on you. Oh, you a few weeks old. You will be in my heart forever.
I'll be first cab off the rank. Hi, I'm Rob Hulliston. My wife and I are Arnie Shack, King's Kids, if you've seen it on Christian television. Stephen did a lot of sequencing for us. We met Stephen 20 years ago when we started out in our ministry, and became very good friends. He sometimes would ring up from places like once from New Zealand and said, "I need to get out. Can you buy me a ticket?" So we'd buy him a ticket and he'd fly over to Australia, things like that. Funny guy. But I want to tell you a really funny story that happened to Steve and I one night. We had him over. This is while he was living in the caravan park in Morisset, so it's going back a while. We had him over at Windermere Park where we lived at the time doing some sequencing, and it was about 9 o'clock at night, I guess, and I was taking him home. And I'm on Fishery Point Road, if you're familiar with Fishery Point Road, just near Lakeside Seventh-day Adventist Church. And I look up the hill and here's a booze bus. And I go, "Oh, I haven't got my licence on me." So, you know, you have that little panic. For some reason, I pulled over onto the side of the road and I stopped. And then I realised, because I was going to turn around and go home and get my licence, and then I realised that, oh, that was a dumb thing to do, because double lines, so I couldn't do a U-turn. And within an instant, 2 police cars, one in front of me, one behind me, flashing lights, boom, you know, oh, we've got this guy. Anyway, they come to the window, I wound the window down, the officer's into me, you know, with the breathalyzer. And all this time, Steve, he's sitting there on the passenger seat with his laptop in his bag, just snickering. And I'm looking at him, I'm going, this is not going to end well. and the police officer thought, yeah, I've got this guy. This guy's is drunk for sure. He was going to turn around. Anyway, he put the breathalyzer on me and nothing, 0. And he's getting really frustrated because he's thinking, what's going on here, you know? Then he starts looking at Stevie, who's not snickering now. He's, you know, he's really almost just about to break out into a laugh. And so all the coppers are now walking around looking for, you know, ball tyres, whatever they can find to get me. And then Stevie loses it. He's just laughing his head off. And next thing, we have more cop cars. They just come from everywhere. And we're surrounded by cop cars, flashing lights, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, I hope no one drives past that knows me. and at that moment, I was driving Kimberly's car, my wife's car, who was at that time a primary school teacher, and on the back seat, she had a box. You know, just a cardboard box. And the officer says, what's in the box? And I said, they'll be Lucky Dip toys that my wife uses for her classroom at school. Oh, can I have a look inside? And yeah, sure. And then in my head, I'm thinking, they're all wrapped up in white paper, you know, paper. All the toys are wrapped up in white paper. And I'm thinking, this is not going to look good. So the officer's in the back. He's opening up the box and he sees all these little packages of white paper. And he thought, he's got me, you know. This is drugs for sure. And he opens it up and here are these little toys. Now, by this time, Stevie's just totally lost it. And laughing his head off. And anyway, the cop is so embarrassed by this time. He goes, well, it seems that you're legit and you're not drunk and everything's all good. And next time when you leave home, leave with your licence and we'll see you later. And they all left. So it was really, really funny. And Stevie just could not contain himself. But it all ended well. We didn't go to jail, so It's all good. And Stevie's probably the only guy I know who can play the keyboard fast asleep. We had him there one night at our place sequencing, and he nodded off, and I'm actually going like this in front of his face, and he's still playing, totally asleep. Yeah. And I learned a saying off him, and it's cool bananas. So cool bananas, Stevie. See you in heaven.
We had so many fun times with Stephen programming music. He was amazing. I'd have the song, play it to him on the guitar, sing it, and he'd go, okay, drum track. So he'd just lay down the drum track, lay down the bass track, and, you know, in very short time, he'd have the whole song done. And then you do the next one. I found more than 3 songs in a row, quality was really going down, so we'd stop. But he could do such an amazing job. And from the very early part of our ministry, Stephen was so much a part of everything we did. Whenever I needed a song, we'd ring Steve. If he was broke, he'd come quicker. Or he'd say, have you got any tracks you need done? If he was going okay, it would take a while before he would get round to coming back. But he always did come eventually. And sometimes you'd hear a little mistake in the song and you'd never ever tell him because suddenly everything would shut down. You'd just fix it in the MIDI later after he'd gone home. But he did an amazing job, and he was incredible with his gift of music. And a huge percentage of the songs that we have from Abide Ministries was done by Steve. Now, just exactly 12 months ago, you might remember, COVID really started to hit this area. And we were contacted by Hope Channel to see if we could put together a program that would go to air. And with all the restrictions, it was going to be quite difficult. Steve rang us up and said, I've got nowhere to stay this weekend, can I stay at your place? And we said, yeah, sure, Steve. Not knowing, when he asked us that, we didn't know that what was happening with COVID, and we hadn't been asked to do this program. So we had a meeting on the Thursday with some Hope Channel people and worked out what to do. So that Thursday night, I wrote the song, and it was that weekend that Stephen was actually at our place, and that's when everything started to get towards lockdown. So he was there right at the time when I needed that song programmed and the kids to sing it. And if you watch King's Kids, the I'm a King's Kids theme song that's on every week was programmed by Steve that weekend, and it was a real God thing in it all coming together so quickly. So I wrote it, Steve programmed it, we got the kids in to sing it, and we walked out to the other room and filmed it. That's how quickly everything flowed. Steve was really an integral part of so much of stuff that we did, so we're going to really miss him. Now, before that, back in January, we filmed a song with Steve. He came and did the keyboard, and we got the other guys to come and do some instruments, a song called Waiting. So we filmed it, we had it recorded, but I hadn't got round to finishing doing the mixing and finishing the editing, because King's Kids hit, and we've been flat out with that. I think in 52 weeks we've done 52 episodes, so we haven't had time to think about anything else. But when we heard what had happened with Steve, we thought we've got to get that song out and finished. So we finished it last night. So it hasn't been played anywhere yet. It's called Waiting, and we've got the video clip of it here. So this is a song for Steve. So he's playing keyboard. So, yeah, you're the first people to see it. So, yeah, love Steve, and we miss him.
Lord, I know your heart is breaking when you see the things we do, the hurt we cause each other as we turn our backs on you, the lies we tell to cover all the things that we've done wrong. The weight of all our actions just keeps going on, but you are still there waiting for me, your heart aching as you're waiting and longing for me to see how much you love me, how much used to love me anyway. And though I don't deserve the price that you paid, it's so hard to comprehend how great your love's for me, that you sacrifice your life and died on Calvary's tree. But you are still there waiting for me, your heart aching as you're waiting and longing for me to see how much you love me, how much you love me. And no matter how I failed you, no matter what I've done, I can ask you to forgive me. You just want me to come home. But you are still there waiting for me, your heart aching as you're waiting and longing for me to see. But you are still there waiting for me, your heart aching as you're waiting and longing for me to see how much you love me, how much you love me, how much you love me, how much you love me. But you are still there waiting. But you are still there waiting for me, your heart aching. How much you love me, how much you love me. But you are still there waiting.
Kia ora, tēnā koe ho. Haere mai and all that sort of stuff, what I grew up with. Talofa and all the rest. My brother is a real pain in the ass. I say that because I love him, because at some point I actually had to say no more. We had a standing rule. You're welcome to come and live with us, only 2 weeks. And after that, you're out. And that was a hard thing to do, but from the very moment Stephen came into our family, he took over. You heard the reading of my sister's comment, and she is right. Mum doted on Stephen. And it was our responsibility to make him safe. In primary school, I can remember being called to the principal's office where he had informed the principal that I had done it. And the principal said to me, I know you're innocent, but he said you've done it. What do you have to say? And I could work it out. I either got strapped or caned by the principal, or I went home and got a hiding, and no offence to the principal, he just wasn't good enough. So I took the strap, and I can remember the principal saying, I don't want to do this, but you're making me. I can remember going for 3 hours and hunting for a flag that was stuck on the back of his bike. There was these safety flags for kids, and they'd have it right up the back of their bike so cars could see them from a distance. And he arrived home and it had fallen off. Whose fault was it? It was mine, because I'd left him early on the ride home, and so I had to go back for 3 hours hunting this thing down. I can remember getting out of my room and going into the lounge and ranting at my brother, because for hours and hours on end, he would play 2 notes on the piano. And when I said, why? He went, I just want to hear when one note finishes and the other one starts. So I shut the lid on his hands and said, there, both of them are finished. I can remember my mum, who never learned to drive a car, but she would bike everywhere. And she would bike to every single one of Stephen's anything, whether it was piano lessons or organ lessons, or when he started doing his theory. And I can't remember which grade it was, and I was one of the big grades. She had taken Stephen out to Longbourn College. He was in primary school, and he'd taken him out there to do the grading with all the college students who were doing their music. And half an hour into it, the lady came out and said to my mum, would you be willing to take Stephen home? And my mother said, hang on, it's an hour-long exam. Why? And she said, your son has made 2 mistakes in the entire paper. And I've asked him to look over it. And my mum said, well, make him do it until he corrects the mistake. And the lady looked at my mum and said, one of the mistakes is he's misspelled his own name. Now, my wife will kill me for this, but ever since Stephen came into our family, I learned the words, and it's very old-fashioned, I know it's not supposed to be said, idiot savant. My brother was a savant, absolutely brilliant in few things. Aeroplanes, picking up the correct note of someone who sneezed, weaving things into music when he knew he shouldn't, but he just had to. But he was an idiot in so many other ways. And you've heard it already. Money was one of those things. What my sister neglected in saying is the time that she would call me and I'd call my mate Philip, and we'd have to go and visit someone because they were threatening to bash my brother and harass my sister over money, and so we just counted it. You want a bash? We'll replace your... Yeah. Anyway, got the idea. I will miss him. Our last conversation was he rang me to ask if I still had a pen camera. That, yes, I did have, but the battery had died because, like a lot of technology, it dies. And I said, why? And he goes, oh, I just want to record the absolute idiots at the shopping centre, and I just want to show you how crazy people are. So I said to him, hey, bro, if you want to see crazy, just look in the mirror. He laughs and laughs and laughs, and he goes, yeah, but what can I do? I said, just use your phone, at least you'll just upset someone. Oh, okay, I'll film the idiots and I'll come and show you. And I hung up thinking, yep, he's an idiot. But that's been my brother through my lifetime. Different, definitely part of the family. Talented, yes, way beyond I can understand. But I think the joy that I've had from just these last few weeks is how many people he made contact with and made connections with who I don't know. Just don't know, and yet people loved my brother. Thank you for those who have come today, and wherever the filming is on the streaming. Thank you for those who are connecting in places like France, Dubai, New Zealand, across the Pacific Islands, here in Australia. Thank you for remembering my brother. I appreciate it.
Hi there, good people. My name's George, but you can call me Horty, or any other name you choose to. It's been bothering me while watching you people talk up there, this microphone falling down all the time. But anyway, on behalf of Stevie, all his whānau over here, the boys in the band, we go back quite a few years. Not so much me, but the other boys as well, and Nellie. Met Stevie 11 years ago. Down in Sydney, I was playing with a band called Rage, which include Nels and her husband, who has passed away, Rehu Kingi. And it was through Nels and Rehu that Harry and myself and Hoya met Stevie. We called him Mr. Max, among other names that I wouldn't like to describe to you. But anyway, the brilliance of the man on the keyboards is just blew us all away. He programmed a lot of songs that we still do today. And no, you can't pass me up the tissue box. But anyway, we're up here to bless Steve on his way. The four of us haven't played together in 11 years, so whatever you hear from us today, mixed mistakes and all, them's the breaks. But anyway, farewell, Steve. Aroha nui from all of us. Thank you very much. Hey. Introducing you to the band. On my right here on lead guitar and vocals, Harry Beasley. Harry had the blessings of meeting Mr. Max when we were in the band Colourblind which was 5 6-piece band, live bands. Harry was the lead guitarist. On my left here on the bass guitar, Huia Tapu, also in the band Colourblind, and our lovely lady Hapu Duck in the middle, Nellie, who has spent more time with Mr. Max than all of us together back in Rotorua, all over the country, gigging away with their bands and enjoying Mr. Max's programming. As I mentioned earlier on, this is the first time we've been together in 11 years, the four of us. So whatever you get is what you get. Thank you. Oh, I decided to name this band The Fossils. Only happens. Huh. Could I have some effects on this microphone, please? Sure. Sure. Thanks, Gabo. All good, Doi? Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pardon me. See what I mean? Probably because I'm too keen to get this over with. Tell me when you're ready, Doi. Sure? 1, 3, 4.
It happens every time I look in your eyes. I can feel the love in your heart. It's a mystery of my love, just won't set me free. And it only happens, oh darling, when I look at you. Oh, you make me want to say it only happens, oh darling, when I look at you. How can I say the way I feel about you now? You must know my love depends on you. How can I explain when time and time again it's come again, and it only happens, oh darling, when I look at you. It only happens, oh darling, when I look at I just want to tell ya, it only happens, oh darling, when I look at you. Oh, you make me want to say it only happens, oh darling, when I look at you. I guess you know the way I feel about you now. You must know my love to you. Now that you're by my side, I can't forget about your foolish pride now. Oh, baby, it only happens, oh, darling, when I look at you. Oh, you make me want to say it only happens, yeah, when I look at you. Keep on going. But it only happens, oh, darling, when I look at you. Yeah, it only happens, oh, darling, when I look at you. And again now. And it only happens, oh, darling, when I look at you. Oh, you make me want to say it only happens, yeah, when I look at you. One more. Oh, darling, when I look at you. Oh, you make me want to say it only happens, oh, darling, when I look at you. Giddy up. Giddy up. Timber. 1, 2, 3. Well, I hope you don't mind a little bit of skanking. I hope you're gonna ride with me, yeah, of skanking. Well, the people in the house will never get off skanking. So get up and come ride with me, yeah, off skanking. Well, I see you rocking in your chair. How I wish you were coming over here right next to me and rock a little while. You really make me smile, and I'm hoping, girl, you're gonna get your giddy up. Girl, you're gonna watch your giddy up. Mr. Max is gonna watch your giddy up. Watch your giddy up. Well, I need you to come up next to me so I can tell you how it's gonna be right next to me and talk a little while, 'cause you really make me smile, and I'm hoping, girl, you're gonna watch your giddy up. Body gonna see your giddy up. Mr. Max is gonna help your giddy up. Watch your giddy.
So true. Tempo.
So true.
One, two. Can you hear me? Anna? One, two.
We putting you to sleep yet? Horses. Rehab.
rehab. I won't go, no, no. I'd rather be at home with that. I ain't got 17 yet. 'Cause it's nothing, there's nothing you can teach me that I can learn from Mr. Hathaway. I didn't get a lot in class, but I know it don't come here another shot glass. They try to make me go to rehab. I said, no, no, no. Yes, I've been back, and when I come back, you know, no, no, that I ain't got the time. And if my daddy thinks I'm fine, they try to make me go to rehab. I say, no, no, no. That man said, why you think you here? Well, I said, I got no idea. Said, I'm gonna lose my baby. So I always keep a bottle near. He say, I just think you're depressed. Oh, he said, kiss me, yeah, baby, and the rest. They try to make me go to rehab. I say, no, no, no. Yes, I've been back, and when I come back, no, no, no. I don't ever wanna drink again. Just need a friend. Well, I'm not gonna stay till we. Now everyone thinks I'm on the legend, and it's not just my pride. It's just till these tears have dried. They try to make me go to rehab. I said, no, no, no. Yes, I've been back, and when I come back, no, no, no. That I ain't got the time, and if my daddy thinks I'm fine, they try to make me go to rehab. I won't go, go, go.
Awesome. Oh, Robbie's doing motor too fast. Yeah, motor too fast. Oh, see? Forget the tempo, forget the words. Typical old corals.
Yes, they are. Just them.
Give me a tempo now. Motor too fast. I've forgotten it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyone got a set of jumper legs? Need to try and get my voice back. Oh. One, two, three, go.
We have been together. Not an understanding, bought some stormy weather. I must admit, yeah, I haven't always been good, but you stuck by me, yeah, just like you said you would. Yeah, I know that enough is enough. Oh, what should be talking about is giving it up. Turning loose might be a right decision, but the one decision could spoil all your dreams. If you don't want no small house in the tree, but don't change horses in the middle of the street. Yeah, giddy up, giddy up, oh yeah, giddy up, oh silver. I only did the things thought I had to do. But if I hurt you, baby, make it up to you. But I can say I haven't done any wrong. Living without seeing, cast the first stone. Yeah, I know that enough is enough. Oh, what should be talking about is giving it up. Turning loose might be a right decision. Wrong decision could spoil all your dreams. No one, no small house in the tree. Then don't change horses in the middle of the street. Yeah, giddy up, oh yeah, giddy up, oh silver. in the middle of the street. Yeah, giddy up, oh yeah. Giddy up, oh silver. Giddy up, oh yeah. Giddy up, oh silver.
Young Free. Ted Mills. Now, 1, 2, 3. If you're doing nothing this weekend, give me your call. And if you can't get hooked up, baby, please let me know. I'm young, free and single. I just want to mingle with you, lady. Yeah. I'm young, free and single. I just want to mingle with you, girl. I know when I see you, baby, no ifs and buts and maybe it'll be me and you. So won't you take me by the hand? Let me be your man. Feels so good having you around. But I'm young, free and single. I just wanna be with you, lady. Yeah, young, free and single. I just wanna be with you, girl. Don't know where you're coming from. Don't know where you've been. Cause all I know is that I want your love. Let your love in day. Young, free, single. I just wanna mingle with you, lady. Oh yeah, I'm young, free and single. I just wanna mingle with you, girl. You know it. And again. Ooh, yeah. I'm young, free, and single. I just wanna mingle with you, girl. I'm young, free, and single. I just wanna mingle with you, lady. Ooh, yeah. Young, free, and single. I just wanna mingle with you, girl. One, two, three.
I got brass in pocket. I got Fido. I'm running with intention. I'm feeling that down. Gonna make you notice. I got motion, strange emotion. I've been diving determined. No reason, just seems so crazy. Gonna make you notice. Gonna use my arms, gonna use my legs, gonna use my style, gonna use my side step, gonna use my fingers, gonna use my imagination. Cause I'm gonna make a scene. There's nobody else here, no one like me. I'm special, so special. I gotta have some of your attention. Give it to me. I got rhythm, I can't disabuse. I got a new scan. Sorry, I got something. When can gonna make you notice. I'm gonna use my arms, I'm gonna use my legs, I'm gonna use my style, I'm gonna use my side step, I'm gonna use my fingers, gonna use my imagination. Whoa, cause I'm gonna make a scene. There's nobody else here, no one like me. Yeah. I'm special, so special. I gotta have some of your attention. Give it to me, 'cause I'm gonna make a scene. There's nobody else here, there's no one like me. Yeah. I'm special, so special. Well, I gotta have some of your attention. Give it to me.
Come see. Just one. One, two, three. Are you all asleep yet? Are you all asleep yet?
You know you make me feel weak when I'm supposed to be strong. I apologize, baby, when I know you're wrong. Ooh, I don't know, baby, what you're doing to me. I'm begging you, baby, why don't you set me free? Why don't you set me free? Ooh, I know you lie and you cheated too. I love you so much, baby. There's nothing I can do. Changing your love, how my heart's in misery. I'm begging you, baby, why don't you set me free? Why don't you set me free? I'm trying to forget you, darling, set me free. Mr. Beasley on the guitar. Supposed to be strong, and I apologize, baby, when I know you're wrong. Ooh, I don't know, baby, hey, what you're doing to me. I'm begging you, baby, why don't you set me free? Why don't you set me? Why don't you set me free? Set me free. Can't do nothing with you around. Oh, changing all your love. Oh, come on and set me free. Yeah. Set me free. Come on and set me free. Set me free. Ooh, set me free. Yeah. Come on and set me free. Set me free. You already did that 3 times on the way out.
As I said, we've only had 1.5 rehearsals, but I go to sleep halfway through like Steve Max used to do. Have many more.
Not as good as him, though. Not as good as him. At least he could keep up tempo when he was asleep.
Yeah, I'll give you a job.
Every man's got a Jeff Woodall, man.
Just throw a job stick at me if I go to sleep.
'Cause
It was rough.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things what you've done. In my head, I paint a picture. Since I come home, well, my fire's been bad, and I wish you'd change your hair and the way you like your dress. Wanna come on over, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Did your house go to jail? Put your house on for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? Hope you're getting catch a tan. Hope you'll find the right man who'll fix it for you. Shop anywhere. Change the color of your hair and I'll be busy. Oh, do you have to pay that fine? You were diving all the time. Are you still
Sweet, eh? Half a song. That's me.
Only half song.
And then we've got one more. There we are. It's a song called So We Are. I thought that was us. But hey, we got one more. We only did a limited number of songs. So 15 for the hour, which would suit us all corals. Suit us all fossils. Last one for our set is Womack and Womack Teardrops.
Whenever I hear goodbye, reminds me, baby, of you. I break down and cry. Next time I'll be true, yeah. Feelings for lost romance. Reminds me, baby, of you. I took a crazy chance. Next time I'll be true. I'll be true, I'll be true. Footsteps on the dance floor reminds me, baby, of you. Teardrops in my eyes. Well, next time I'll be true, yeah. Whispers in the powder room. She cries on every tune, every tune, every tune. And when I'm dancing round, reminds me, baby, of you. I really let you down. Next time I'll be true, yeah. I took a crazy chance. She cries on every tune, every tune, every tune. Footsteps on the dance floor reminds me, baby, of you. Teardrops in my eyes. Next time I'll be true, yeah. Whispers in a private room. She cries on every tune, every tune, every tune. And the music don't feel like it did when I felt it with you. Nothing that I do won't feel it to feel like I felt it with you. Hurting deep inside, she cries on every tune. I break down and cry. She cries on every tune, every tune, every tune. Say footsteps on the dance floor reminds me, baby, of you. Teardrops in my eyes. Next time I'll be true, yeah. Whispers in a powder room. She cries on every tune, every tune, every tune. We say footsteps on the dance floor reminds me, baby, of you. Teardrops in my eyes. Next time I'll be true, yeah. Whispers in a powder room. She cries on every tune, every tune, every tune. Thank you.
Well, thank you all very much. As I said, it took us 1.5 rehearsals and plenty of boil-ups. to get us to this stage after 11 years, but thank you all so much. Here's to you, Mr. Max.
On behalf of myself and my late husband, have a safe trip, Mr. Max. Love you. And she might be Stevie, so we might have a name, so. Love you, my man.
Typical of me. Next.
Before we sing one last song, a few thank yous. I'd like to thank everyone attending online via the live stream. I'd like to thank Andrew Gibbons, who's done a stellar job of sound. Thank you. I'd like to thank Paula Latu for operating the live stream, and his beautiful wife Genevieve. Thank you guys so much. My son Ethan Max for operating some visuals. Pastor Salfina for doing the prayer. And I'd like to thank the Hoolistons for allowing us the use of their drum kit. Thanks, Taylor. And Kim for being there with heaps of wisdom and advice the last few weeks. I'd like to thank everyone who's shared stories and music today. I'd like to especially thank, on behalf of Clinton and I, Kev and Jen Petrie for supporting us since, well, before we got married. You guys have been here for the good times and the sad times, and for all the other bits in between. Thank you so much, and particularly at this time, you've been a real help. I'd like to thank Lydiana Turner for allowing me the use of all her tarpa cloth. It's been quite beautiful to have that here today. I'd like to thank our family in New Zealand, Mayvette, Jason, Scott and Hayley, and all their families for their help and support. And yeah, everybody on the Facebook group for all your little hearts and stories and comments. It's all been fantastic. Is there anyone else here who wanted to say anything at all? Is that you there, Helen? No? Anyone? Somebody's discussing it. Now's your chance. Here they come. Thanks, guys. I know, it takes a bit of bravery.
Firstly, we'd just like to extend our deepest condolences to Snack's family. Yeah, and thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to speak. So I'm Stephanie.
We're behind the scenes people. Yeah. Yeah, like Smacks, we're very much behind the scenes.
So I think we met Smacks over 20 years ago through our late father, who used to always get Smacks to record his backing tracks for his gospel songs. And then
Jerry.
Our dad's name is Jerry Pooney. And so I think the last time I spoke to Smacks was when I came here for, I think, my Uncle Raya's funeral, and he was there. See, Smacks has always been there for pretty much every stage, every celebration we've had in our family, and he's always been there for the hard times as well. So it's a privilege for us to be here today. What can I say about him? Nikki and I, we consider ourselves your amateur church-going musicians. We've done a little bit of things here, but Smacks was the ultimate professional, consummate musician. I don't think I've met anyone, any keyboard player to this day that has played at that standard of music. It was like a walking jukebox. You just tell him a song and he'll be able to just play anything. And even if you put him on a piano, people didn't realize that he played classical music. The way he played classical music was on a genius level. So I just feel so blessed to have been able to witness that in life. But the thing that stood out about him was just how humble and down to earth he was. There was no ego when it came to Smacks. He left his ego. It's sort of like he channeled all his ego into his work and his music, and he let that speak for himself. So for me, I'm so sad that such a beautiful, beautiful, talented, creative, kind, humble, warm person is not with us anymore. But it was so beautiful hearing that music and thinking about him. Smacks was always quiet, like very quiet, For someone with that amount of, God gave him a gift, and he shared that gift with us. And he brought so much joy to people's lives, including myself, and the people I know through the talents that God gave him. So we're gonna miss him. We still have music. He touched people in a way that other people would never be able to do. And yes, he did walk a different path, but the path of an artist is a hard one. But the legacy that you leave behind is just such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I just thank God for having the opportunity to have worked with him, made music with him, and just having him as a friend. So thank you so much, Smacks.
So my name is Nick Pooney. I'm the eldest of four. This is Stephanie. Annie couldn't make it today, and Jeremiah's our brother. So we've known Smacks for over 20 years now, and we were introduced by Raya. was also passed away last year, which is the last time we saw Smacks, and he accompanied us. What can I say about Smacks? He was a genius, musical genius, which is something that I rarely, say about anyone. I was shattered when I found out about his passing. I was absolutely shattered, and a couple of weeks ago, and I just haven't really been the same since until today. And when I heard the music today, it just lifted my spirit. So much so that it just reminded me of why we're here today and the connection that we have with him. Some people leave their legacy through their children, some people leave their legacy through their work. But what Smacks has actually done is he's left a living legacy, and that is through his music. And it's left through the creatives that were here today. It's left through his family, through his memories. I love the candidness. I understand Smacks so much more now, through his family, and why we got along so well with him, because we come from a family, we have no filters whatsoever. We're completely candid, and I totally understand now why we got along so well. And I totally respect that. So thank you so much that we got to meet such an incredible, wonderful soul and spirit. But the amazing thing is that music connected us, and it's that living legacy that Smacks has brought all of us creatives here through music. He did the backing for the anthem that me and my sisters sang. He did, yes, that's what he's done for us, the legacy that he's lived through our music, all of the gigs that we did. He was the first person that we asked. My dad loved him, adored him. And instead of saying Smacks, he always called him Smackies. Smackies. That was his nickname. My dad, if he adored someone, he'd always call them, give him a nickname, Smackies. Yeah, exactly. So, but that's just how much, he was part of, we considered him family. And, he did music for our short films. People weren't aware of that. And those short films are also living legacies of the collaboration that he's done with so many creators. So he's touched a lot of people, and it's that living legacy that will live on. So I, like everyone else here, I'm sure, is so grateful that it will continue to live on, not just through his family, but also through people like us and other creatives who are so grateful for the love and his talent that he shared with all of us. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. We really love that. Thank you so much.
I would love it if you guys would join us up here on stage. If we can all grab a mic, we're just going to sing Amazing Grace. How about it? Yeah? Awesome. Thanks, Kevin. I'd like to introduce my friend Cherie, my bridesmaid, and a friend of Stephen's and Clinton's for how many years?
1985. 1985, I think.
It's about the year I met him too. Okay, Gibbo, just a quick mic check for everyone.
Check. Test.
Testing, testing.
Firstly, apologies to Smacks, who would have played this so much better. So we're going to do through Amazing Grace. The Lord has promised good to me, and then when we've been there 10,000 years.
Thank you all for coming. And maybe now just a quick prayer for my brother. Dear Father in heaven, thank you for accepting your son, Stephen John Max, just as you accept each of us. We look forward to the day that we will all be reunited, and we can't wait to see him again and to play music and to sing with you and with the angels one day. Amen.
Right, you know what you're doing?